Chapter 3, a test case with an exception. In the previous chapter, we learned that any raised exception that is not handled within a test case function will cause that test case to report a failure. So, this begs an important question. How do we verify that a piece of code successfully raises an exception? For example, let's verify that dividing by 0 raises an exception. In our test_math.py module, add a new test case function named test_divide_by_0. and add the line num equals 1 divided by 0. This single line alone should raise an exception. Let's see what happens when we run our new test case. As expected, the test fails. Dividing by 0 raises a 0 division error exception with the message division by 0. The math operation correctly raised the exception, but letting it rise outside the test case function caused the test to fail. Thankfully, PyTest safely catches any and all unhandled exception, performs any cleanup, and moves on to the next test case. Exceptions from one test case won't affect other tests. So, how can we properly handle and verify exceptions inside a test case? We could write our own try except block, but thankfully, PyTest actually provides a construct for handling expected exceptions. pytest.raises. To use it, first import PyTest into the test. Then, write the following lines in the test case, with pytest.raises 0 division error as e, and then put the call in there, num equals 1 divided by 0. In Python, with is a special statement for automatically handling extra enter and exit logic for a caller. It is most commonly used for file input and output. The enter logic opens the file, the body reads or writes, and the exit logic closes the file. For pytest.raises, the enter logic makes the code catch any exceptions, and the exit logic asserts if the desired exception type was actually raised. In our case, 1 divided by 0 should raise a 0 division error, so pytest.raises should catch the exception and keep running the test as if there were no problem. Furthermore, pytest.raises looks for an exception of a specific type. If the steps within the with statement's body do not raise the desired exception, then it will raise an assertion error to fail the test. Using pytest.raises makes the test code more concise and avoids repetitive try except blocks. In addition to verifying that the code raises an exception, we can also verify attributes of the raised exception. Notice how the with statement stores the exception object as a variable named e. We can verify the exception's message like this: assert division by 0 in string e.value. Let's run our updated tests. Boom! This time it runs flawlessly. The test catches the expected exception and verifies its message.